Welcome back, Stalkers. Dr. Wiki here, ready to dive into the zone. Last time, we managed to recover a critical thumb drive from Nimble, who had been captured by some outlaws and bandits in the area. After a short but intense firefight, we secured the TNT that Wolf needed from the bandits' hideout and returned to the rookie village to regroup and prepare for the challenges ahead. For those just joining us, we're exploring the Radiophobia mod, a total conversion for Stalker's Shadow of Chernobyl that not only ramps up the difficulty, but also introduces new storylines, enhanced visuals, and tougher survival mechanics. It's a whole new level of challenge, and we're just getting started, and on the hardest difficulty. Today, our journey takes us further north in search of S.T.A.L.K.E.R, as we check in with Sidorovich to get our next mission underway. But the road ahead won't be easy. We'll have to navigate through the destroyed bridge at Cordon, where the military is squeezing stalkers to pass. Finding a way to outmaneuver them will be crucial. And that's just the beginning. Along the way, we're bound to face some unexpected challenges, uncover a few surprises, and encounter fierce opposition from those who don't want us getting any closer to our goal. So gear up and stay sharp. The zone is about to test us like never before. Our work so far hasn't been very profitable, but stashes like this are the lifeblood of our survival in the zone. A few bottles of vodka can literally mean the difference between life and death when it comes to the deadly effects of radiation. In addition to medical supplies, ammunition is also crucial, second only to the weapon that's doing the shooting. Although we don't currently have any high-powered weapons, the shotgun is unmatched in utility at this stage. But I have a feeling our firepower will be upgraded soon. After the firefight at the vehicle station, where we recovered the thumb drive and dynamite, any supplies we can gather will be invaluable. Some of the loot we've picked up should earn us some money to buy water and food, essentials to keep us going. Before we offload our loot, we need to check in with Sidorovich. It turns out he has other plans after realizing we're more capable than he initially thought. This time, he's offering us a bit more information about a character named S.T.A.L.K.E.R. But, as always with Sidorovich, there are strings attached. It seems our next job involves tracking a lead to the north, to a place known as the Agroprom Research Institute. But first, we need to make our way north, reaching the railroad embankment. Once we reach Agroprom and recover the documents, Sidorovich instructs us to take them directly to the barkeep at the 100 Rads Bar, a meeting place and a safe house for stalkers in the zone, where they can trade information, supplies, and pick up jobs in an industrial site known as Rostock. After wrapping up our business, we traded some of our loot for essential items for the journey, some food, and a few bottles of water. It would have been nice to snag a pair of binoculars, but unfortunately they weren't available this time. Before departing, I had one last thing to check. Rumor had it that one of the rookies in the village was eager to join the mission. After a brief conversation, we had ourselves a new companion to watch our back. He goes by the name Woodpecker. Striking north of the rookie camp in Cordon, I decided to head to the next point of interest on the map, a place simply known as the Mill, to see if there was anything we can gather from the ruins. There wasn't a whole lot for us to scavenge here. However, finding a set of basic tools was a really good find, as it would allow us to repair some of our gear once it inevitably became too beat up to consider reliable or useful. Maintaining equipment is something that is needed to maintain both firepower and defense against the horrors of the zone. Once equipment or gear becomes too damaged or worn, the only workaround is an outright replacement, something we don't have easy access to at this point. But what caught my attention, more than the surprise of finding this highly useful item, was a brawl taking place outside. It sounded like opportunity. Once Woodpecker and I gathered everything we could that would be of use to us, it was time to get back to business. We have one stash on this side of the embankment that we still have access to, but there are a few more north of us. The only thing standing in our way is the military squeeze underneath the ruined bridge. After speaking to the man, I learned that the real reason these soldiers were here is not to create more problems, but to try and solve some of their own. The life of a soldier is not an easy one, and it comes with a lot of risk, for very little pay. But I wasn't about to part with any of my hard-earned money at this point, so I was encouraged to lead the trek further east, to investigate another access tunnel that leads into the area behind the vehicle station. With the mutants at the tunnel cleared out, it was time to leave the safety of our makeshift shelter and head toward the stash location waiting for us on this side of the railway embankment. The zone has a strange way of rewarding those who struggle for survival. The gifts it bestows can be bittersweet, but where one journey ends, another begins. This weapon will serve us well. It's up to us to put it to good use in the days and struggles ahead. Woodpecker and I finally reached the stash location. It was surrounded by anomalies, but the promise of reward outweighed the risks the zone held for us. With a quick leap and some careful searching, we secured more medical supplies and ammunition. This stash also led us to a break in the fence along the railway embankment, providing a potential path into the northern parts of Corden from the east. This was a valuable find that allowed us to pass without paying off soldiers. However, in the zone, a clear path forward isn't always as safe as it seems. A hidden danger awaited us, and if I was going to survive, I had to think fast. The situation might not seem dire, but if you've played any of the Stalker games, you know that radiation can be deadly, especially in the early stages. In the zone, there's always a price to be paid for progress. Crossing the railway embankment may have been free, but it came with its own costs. Our options were limited. Pass through the tunnel filled with electro anomalies, pay off the military, or take our chances with the seemingly wide open break in the fence here. Thankfully, with the vodka we picked up from the Rookie Village stash and the anti-radiation meds we found, we should be all right, as long as we're careful. The effects of the vodka took their toll, making it difficult to continue. With a pack of blind dogs nearby and Woodpecker taking the long way around, we had little choice but to stay put and let the anti-radiation medicine do its job. We needed to regain our strength to defend ourselves and press on toward the northern reaches of Corden. But Woodpecker had other ideas.
Прийшов сталкер із глибокого рейду, лисом кличуть. Йому там зле ведеться, прохає про допомогу. Він на хвості якихось тварюк притяг, каже, що довго не протримається. Можливо, він знає про стрільця, так що мерщій до нього. Даю координати.
With the new information about the gunslinger, aka Straylock, it was time to seek out a stalker named Fox, who had some leads on the whereabouts of this elusive figure. Unfortunately, Fox was followed by a pack of blind dogs on his way back from a long raid, and it was up to us to bail him out of trouble. Hopefully, we'd make it in time, and, if we were lucky, he'd have more direction for us for our manhunt and the path north into Agripom through garbage. We had a stash nearby that we needed to recover before moving on. This may be just enough of a break to allow the intoxicating effects of vodka to wear off so that we can aim straight. Intuition tells us that another fight is likely waiting for us. The hounds are sure to be hot on the fox's trail, and we're his only backup in the area. The situation wasn't looking good. We arrived to find Fox injured, though it was clear he had done his best to defend himself. After patching himself up, he was ready to talk. He explained that he had crossed paths with S.T.A.L.K.E.R at some point, leading to a brief firefight, but no one was seriously hurt. He then suggested we head to the train hangar in Garbage to talk to his brother Siri, who might have more information.
Може за... Чужий! Размо... У гілках не розкидає.
Чё надо?
With Fox taken care of, we still had some unfinished business near the railway embankment. As we were about to part ways, he asked us to help him with a task, retrieving some documents from the military cordon to the south, near the rookie village. We'd return later to tackle that mission and visit the stranger in the red house. But first, we had more pressing matters on this side of the embankment. Across the main road lies a group of buildings where another stash awaits us. But, as is often the case in the zone, it won't be a simple task. These buildings are home to something far more sinister. Creatures known as flesh. Once domestic pigs, these beasts have been twisted by the zone into something barely recognizable. With protective scales and an enhanced nervous system, they've become highly dangerous. When they gather in numbers, even the most seasoned stalker knows to tread carefully.
Спочатку зброю заховай.
With the main part of the farm cleared out, we still had a stash to recover. But as luck would have it, we ran into a hunter. Hunters are stalkers who will buy specific mutant parts for different payouts. Since we've been collecting parts along the way, we decided to offload what we could. Even if we don't use the items ourselves, they can be traded for more money, something we desperately need to fill the gaps in our equipment loadout. Unfortunately, we won't be able to fully take advantage of this trade until we either reach the 100 rounds bar or return to the rookie village. With the stash recovered, the final one near the embankment, it was time to continue north. We had one more stash waiting for us along the way before pressing further into garbage. As we move forward, we'll heed Fox's warning about the passage between cordon and garbage. We'll need to stay frosty, keep our wits about us.
Слышь, урод!
It seemed these thugs were making a move south out of garbage, which didn't bode well for our journey. However, finding another AK to use was a significant boon, giving us an edge in more serious firefights. But now, it's time to move on and recover our final stash. With the last stash secured, we gathered a decent supply of rounds. There's only one thing left to do: trek north through the bandits.
Быстро! Обходи, шелупонь! Ну я подорвал! Прикрывай! Лимончик тебе, пиндосина!
With cordon behind us, it was time to press on through garbage and head to the train hangar where Siri would be waiting for us. But Fox's warnings were not to be taken lightly, as we were about to find out why.
Та немає в мене ні грошей, ні артефактів.
Що ти смотриш? Ти що, козьол, не врубаєшся?
У мене нічого нема! Не стріляйте!
Падлого нету бошку відстрелим.
Та немає в мене ні грошей, ні артефактів.
Падлого нету бошку відстрелим.
Увага! Викликає командир загону нейтралів. Ми вибили бандитів зі стоянки кинутої техніки. Я так думаю, що без нового бою не обійдеться. Нас небагато, тож ласкаво просимо у гості на допомогу.
It quickly became clear that the situation in garbage was far worse than Fox had described. Although we couldn't save the free stalker from his captors, we were able to deliver a bit of zone justice on his behalf. Not long after, we received a message from someone identifying himself as a captain of the neutral party. He explained that they had just finished a skirmish with the bandits at the local vehicle park, but were now low on numbers. They were calling on anyone in the area to assist with the inevitable retaliation. If anyone is available, they'd surely join in. We'd count ourselves among them.
Говори.
After a brief conversation and some trading, we joined this ragtag group of resistance fighters. Our task was to repel an attack coming from the west side of the vehicle park, and the enemy was becoming in numbers. This was bound to be a dangerous endeavor, but the rewards, if we succeeded, would surely be worth the risk.
Молодці, хлопці. Добряче мої. Усі відпочивати. А ти, сталкере, підійди сюди. Побалакаємо.
With the assault repelled for now, it was time to check in with Bess. He wasn't doing well. Although he made it through the fight, it was anyone's guess whether he'd survive the rest of the day.
За кольором
We took the opportunity to collect loot from the fallen stalkers in the area and create a stash for ourselves here in Garbage. There's no way to move all these weapons and gear at this point. But if we needed the money later, it would be a wise choice to return here soon. Our next stop was the train hangar, just a short distance away. But that's when things really started to get frantic. This isn't a mission, a blast of deadly energy that originates from the center of the zone, from the heart of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. If you're caught without shelter during one of these events, you won't survive. They're manageable when shelter is nearby, but in garbage, safe spots are few and far between. Worse still, emissions have a way of drawing stalkers from across the zone into the same cramped spaces. A recipe for disaster.
Не дайте йому йти!
І від долі точно нікуди не втечеш. Що написано, так воно й буде.
With the emission subsiding, it was time to check in with Fox's brother. It turns out he has a contact
Что нужно,
with
Сталкер?
someone who managed to dig up S.T.A.L.K.E.R.'s stash. Because we lent a hand, Siri is willing to share where we can
Та
find
вони
it.
ще побачать.
Now that we have a little time, I want to return to Corden to help Fox recover the documents from the military checkpoint and check in with the stranger in the red house at the rookie camp. While we're there, we can offload what we can manage to carry from garbage, and then make a quick dash to meet this mole character to see what he's uncovered. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to stay up to speed with the story. Your support goes a long way in making these projects possible. Tune in next time for the next chapter of our journey here in the zone. This has been Dr. Wiki. Now get out of here, Stalker.